Early life and voyage to the New World. Hernán Cortés was born in Medellín, Spain in 1485. Growing up, he showed a great interest in exploration and adventure. In 1504, Cortés set sail for the New World in search of new opportunities and wealth. He quickly became involved in the Spanish conquest of Cuba, where he acquired valuable military experience. Cortés's ambition and desire for glory led him to join an expedition to Mexico in 1519. Motivated by riches and the prospects of finding new lands to conquer, Cortés set out to establish a Spanish presence in the region. Despite facing challenges and resistance from the indigenous people, Cortés was determined to succeed. His early ambitions and thirst for conquest would ultimately shape his legacy as one of the most renowned conquistadors in history. Establishment in Cuba. After establishing himself in Cuba, Hernán Cortés played a pivotal role in the conquest of the Aztec Empire in Mexico. His successful expedition resulted in the conquest of Tenochtitlan and the downfall of the Aztec civilization. Cortés was richly rewarded for his efforts, receiving vast amounts of gold and silver, as well as prestigious titles from the Spanish crown. This conquest not only solidified Cortés' status as a prominent conquistador but also paved the way for future expeditions and conquests in the New World. Expedition to Mexico. As tensions mounted between Hernán Cortés and the governor of Cuba, Velázquez, Cortés made a bold decision to launch an unauthorized expedition to Mexico. Gathering a small but determined group of men, Cortés quickly assembled a fleet of ships and set sail for the New World. Despite facing criticism and opposition from those in power, Cortés remained defiant in his quest to conquer new lands and seek his fortune. The stage was set for a daring journey that would change the course of history. Conquest of the Aztec Empire. In a bold move, Cortés formed alliances with rival indigenous groups who were also enemies of the Aztecs. This shift in alliances weakened the Aztec Empire and paved the way for the Spanish conquest. Cortés and his men then laid siege to the city of Tenochtitlan, the capital of the Aztec Empire. The battle was fierce and bloody, but the Spanish forces had superior weaponry and tactics. After months of fighting, the Aztec Emperor Moctezuma was killed, and the city fell to the Spanish forces. This marked the end of the Aztec Empire and the beginning of Spanish dominance in Mexico. Governorship and later expeditions. After establishing himself as the governor of New Spain, Hernán Cortés began to explore beyond the territories he had conquered. Despite his successes, he faced struggles with both Spanish authorities and local resistance. He pushed boundaries and embarked on further expeditions, but these efforts were met with challenges as he clashed with the crown over control and resources. However, Cortés remained determined and continued to navigate the complexities of governing and exploring the expanding territories under his command. Final years and legacy. As Hernán Cortés approached the end of his life, he reflected on the immense impact he had made on the history of Mexico. His legacy was one of controversy and debate, with many historians questioning the ethics of his conquest and the long-lasting effects on the indigenous populations. Despite the ongoing discussions, there is no denying the pivotal role Cortés played in shaping the future of Mexico and the larger Spanish Empire. His final days were marked by a mix of triumph and regret, as he grappled with the consequences of his actions. As history continues to unravel the complexities of Cortés' legacy, one thing remains clear: he was a true conquistador who forever changed the course of history in Mexico.